a wizard, warlock, babalao, a priest, whatever you want to call him. He's coming out right now. Let's see. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. The letter A could be significant. And we have here an ex-spouse is significant. Spiritual court is now in session. All right. Let's see what else. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. What does the collective need to know at this time? Ten of Swords reverse. This could be two people working together, or this could even be this one person. Maybe this warlock is somebody's ex-spouse. But the Ten of Swords is someone trying to get out of a situation where they feel like, yeah, like they hit rock bottom. Okay, they could be going to prison. We have here an ankle monitor. All right. October 8 could be significant because I'm looking at 8 here. Number 9. You could be seeing 999, which is you about to complete a cycle, a karmic cycle. All right. But this person is trying to get out of the situation. You could be seeing angel number 222. Oh, this person is in a secret society. We have here the Masons, Eastern Stars. All right. Tell me more. So it is a Mason because we got a masculine energy coming out. So he's a Freemason, whatever. It says the money dried up. They cannot pay a lawyer. Oh my goodness. And we have your secret accounts. So this person, they stole some type of money. And they used up all the money. They was hiding the money in secret accounts. And now look, they can't pay a lawyer to get them out of the situation that they're in with this ankle monitor. Tell me more. A bank employee is involved as well. And we see that there's some type of secret accounts here. So this bank employee was helping them to hide the money, whatever was going on. It says your own relatives sold you out. They needed to sacrifice someone close to them for fame and fortune. Fame, money, fortune, you know, protection. Okay, so this is what they did to get into this secret society. All right, allegedly. That's what some of them do. All right, when you want to keep leveling up in rank, allegedly. I got to keep saying that. That's what they be doing. They make these sacrifices. Tell me more. So you are protected. That's why that shit didn't happen. Okay. This person could be a functioning addict for some of y'all. The letter K is significant. So this month, something's happening. I'm going to clarify. And we have your sibling's friend, a female. So we're going to see right now what's going to happen this month. Yeah, look, we got an accomplice. This could be their accomplice. Let's see what happens this month. Clarify this month, Holy Spirit. Okay, so they're trying to throw you off balance. A karmic masculine. Oh, and then we got the karmic feminine. So it could be an accomplice. We got a karmic masculine. Look, accomplice. Just put it right there. Karmic masculine, someone who's out of balance. And then we got the karmic feminine, someone who's out of balance. Okay, their energy is scattered. You see that? All of that shit, right? They're stressed out. So they're trying to stress you out with the calm card here. They're trying to throw you off balance. All right, so this month, they're going to get like some type of like a reality check. So what's going to happen this month for doing this, for trying to get this person in the collective out of balance? 8 of Wands. They're going to be going through a lot of delays. Okay. All right. Things are going to slow down. This is also no forward movement, no progress being made in their lives. Okay. Because these people was trying to put you in that energy. All right. We have here the 10 of Wands. More confirmation. They're going to be burdened. Okay. Heavily burdened. 10 of Swords. That's rock bottom. They're going to stay where they are, and it's going to get worse because the 10 of Swords in the reverse is like they're trying to get out of that energy. So they're trying to like do a destiny swap with you, energy swap, whatever, trying to sacrifice you so that they could get out of this rock bottom that they're in. But no, it's just going to get worse. And for some, they're going to be getting fired. This is giving getting fired, pack your shit up and get out. This is also giving moving. The 10 of Wands could also be moving house. So moving out of a house, all right, because they don't got no money. All right, things are not going to go in their favor. The 8 of Wands, everything's going to start to slow down. You see what I'm saying? So that's confirmation that they keep on trying to throw you off balance. And it's going to go right back to sender this month. They're going to be completely off balance, all right? Nothing's going to work for them. This is a couple here, a karmic couple. Listen, the fire energy could be a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. And then with the Libra, I mean with the, you see, is a Libra. With the Empress reverse, it's a karmic Libra or a karmic Taurus. All right, and look, Libra came out my mouth. So Spirit wants somebody to know is a Libra and a fire sign, and they're both karmics, and they're gonna end up having to move out. They're losing their house, they're losing their jobs, their stability. All right, and that's gonna be their karma because they did this to you. They should have left you alone. You minding your business. You don't got nothing to do with none of this shit. You ain't trying to be nobody's damn sacrifice. Like that's why these people be irking me. That they want to go and get into these organizations. Go ahead and get into your organization. Do what you want. But why you gotta now try to sacrifice me? Like, what the fuck I gotta do with this shit? So now my spirit team gotta come through and protect me. And now you're gonna end up getting your ass whooped. Spiritually and physically. Keep playing with it. That's what's gonna happen with these people every time they do this. All right, it says here, you see, that's what's going to happen. All right, they're getting indicted by the feds and going to prison for a long time. Yes, a long time. All right, let's move this out the way. So, yeah, this is happening this month. Let's see what else. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. So, they're going to be locked up for whatever they did with this money that they stole. And for whatever else they did. We're going to see what else comes out because I'm sure there's more that's going to come out. Okay, this is somebody that owns properties, or this could be how they got these properties with this money that now is dried up. It says here, from suspect to victim, you will be proven innocent. All right, so they was definitely scheming and scamming. They use your name, your social, whatever. They stole, you know, the same story that always comes out. We are just seeing how it is progressing. All right, this is like an update. All right, so you're going to be taken from suspect to victim. All right, you're going to be proven innocent. A Land Rover. Somebody has a Land Rover. All right, maybe, you know, they ran through. I said ran. All right, a karmic Virgo is significant. Tell us more. They're involved in X trafficking. Oh boy. Okay, so there's some trafficking going on here. Tell me more. That's gonna be another charge. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot. They're getting indicted by the feds. The feds is watching them, and the feds ain't gonna bust a move until they got them. All right, so they got them. Look, we got here somebody's gonna be taken off this earth. So that's telling me that they're trying to do some type of voodoo on you, and that shit is going back to them in the form of somebody passing away, either them or somebody that is connected to them. And look, we got your brother and his wife. And it says here they're doctoring documents. Okay, so they're fabricating some type of documents. They made some shit up. They was scheming and scamming, whatever. All right, so let me put this right here with this energy. Doctoring documents, changing shit. It don't matter what they do. They're already being watched by the feds, so they're just wasting their energy and time. Tell me more. This keeps coming out. This came out again. It came out the other day. Somebody that lives on an Indian reservation. That's very specific. Okay. They are involved. The original will. Oh my God. I just said it was doctoring documents. And look at it right here. They doctored or fabricated. They edited, you know, they fixed it, whatever. The will. The original one. They took your name off of it. And now the original one is being discovered. Wow. You see, whoever this is, your passed over loved one, they are getting justice from the other side. They're not going to let these people get away with this shit. All right. So the original will has now been discovered. We have here someone that works from home is significant. Let's see what else. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. They signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Somebody, it could be someone that's part of this group. All right. They cannot talk about what they did, but if it's a crime, they can. I believe that they can talk about if it's a crime. But the flock is perishing. Okay. This group is perishing. That shit is over for that shit. Yeah. Somebody's going to start singing like a canary. That could be right here. Like I said, if it's a crime, they could talk. So somebody's going to talk. That non-disclosure agreement is not going to be valid anymore when it's a crime. So someone in this flock is singing. That's interesting that came out after that, right? A flock of birds. And then we have here a canary. So listen, you cannot make this up. A flock of birds. They're all birds, right? Pea brain birds, right? And then we got here a canary. So yeah, that's funny. Someone's going to be singing like a canary in this flock of birds. Oh my God. All right, let's see. What else? Warrants have been issued. Yeah, that's why somebody's going to start singing like a canary, because they got a warrant out for their arrest. Tell me more. Shit is getting real now with these people. They thought they was going to get away with this shit. Absolutely not. It says they wanted to have you committed into the psych ward to have full control over you and take everything that you own. Well, damn. All right. Like, that was the plan for these people. All right. For some of y'all, they tried to get rid of you by just throwing you in the psych ward and then, you know, having a POA, a power of attorney over you, and just taking whatever was left to you with this inheritance. And then, you know, they just call you crazy and nobody will believe you. And they'll just get away with the crime. That's what they thought was going to happen. But that's not happening here. Okay. Let's see what else. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Business fraud. Interesting. And look, we got here a cover-up business. So somebody has a cover-up business that they could be, you know, again, with this secret account, maybe they're funneling money through some type of business here. Tell me more. Cleaning money through a business that is not really a business. Well, business fraud also, that could be a PPP loan. We're going to see if that comes out. All right, so somebody who's delusional. These people are delusional who think that they was going to get away with this because, look, there is somebody that's going to pass away. Yeah, they're mad. They're scorned right now. Somebody is going to be taken off this planet, all right? Because they were sending a lot of spell work towards you to get rid of you. They couldn't throw you in the psych ward. They couldn't get you locked up. They couldn't set you up. They couldn't do nothing, so they started doing voodoo, and that shit ain't working. All right, December, somebody could be, what is that, a Capricorn or a Sagittarius? Tell me more. And I just said Sagittarius could be one of them as well. So double confirmation. It says the collective's family member will be next to pass away. And this is going to be their karma. Look at this. We got 3 cards. All right. So this one in particular is one of your family members. One of your karmic family members that did this shit. They're going to be passing away for playing. Yeah. For playing with that voodoo and being disloyal. All right. They was disloyal to you and to whoever passed away. Because the person that passed away, they left that for you. So, you know, y'all was all related. So it's like they scammed that person that passed away. That was their last wish, to give you that money, that house, whatever that was, that inheritance that was on the will. And this person, look what they did. All right. And Will, the name Will could be significant. William. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. That's what they did. All right. We have here work friends are involved. Let's see what else. Wow. Someone's facing up to 20 years in prison. All right. This is because of their crimes and the bullshit that they did. And it's not just what they did with you. I feel like they're involved in more. Okay. We got trafficking here. You see, they did a lot. Like I said, they took your information, your social, your name, whatever. They got your information somehow, and they bought a home with this. They bought a home. What else? And now the money dried up. An Aries, okay, more fire sign energy, Aries man. I said earlier, it could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius man. It says here a retired crooked cop is involved as well. Tell me more. This is going to be a high profile case. Tell me more. Yeah, it's going to be high profile. You're going to hear about this. All right. It's just going to be on the news and all that. Okay. We have here extortion. Take this money and shut up. And then we got a gag order. So definitely somebody wants you to shut up. All right. They cannot hit you with a gag order. And now they're going to try to extort you. They're going to tell you like, listen, take this money and don't talk, don't testify, you know, don't say nothing, you know, like, just let me get away with this. Like, no, absolutely the fuck not. All right, so you're not taking no money from nobody. You're gonna go talk to your lawyer and let them know what they did. Okay, let them know that they tried to extort you. Fuck out of here. Like, what the fuck? Like, no. Let's see what else. Yeah, they're paranoid. That's why they're gonna try now to that's for some of y'all. They're gonna try to give you some type of money to be quiet so that you don't say anything that's gonna end up getting them locked up. But like I said, the Fed's been on it. Somebody has a blue Subaru car. Tell me more. Look at that. Disloyalty, betrayal, it is, because this is supposed to be your family. So it says this was an orchestrated betrayal. They thought this out. So Spirit is letting you know this because, again, they're going to try to tell you, listen, take this money, please, don't say nothing, Spirit is wanting you to know this was not a mistake. All right, this cannot be a mistake. They did too much with they stole the money, they bought a house, they did all types of shit. So don't fall for their bullshit. Don't feel like, oh, you know, maybe I should forgive them, you know, it's family. No, fuck all that shit. All right, fuck that. There's karmic family members, and these are karmic family members. You gotta cut them off just like a regular karmic. All right, do not keep these people around because they don't care about you. All right, look, I'm telling you, somebody gonna be dying, found dead on arrival. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards about somebody passing away. Tell me more. Somebody in the army is significant. Somebody who's in their 40s is significant. This person that passed away could be born in the 1940s, is what I just thought about too right now. So that could be significant. Somebody's first name, middle name, last name has a Y in it. Tell me more. They're going to lose this court case. They're part of a RICO. Their money is locked, seized, and they also locked or seized their assets. All right, even this house that they got with the money. I'm telling you, it's a big thing here. So they're going to lose. And it says here, someone who lives near the water. All right, Florida just came to mind. Somebody could be from Florida. And look, a karmic Sagittarius. So this energy keeps coming out about a Sagittarius. This is a karmic Sagittarius. Okay, so let's see what else. Anything else Holy Spirit of the collective needs to receive at this time? Somebody with a white car is involved. Tell me more. An older woman is involved. The letter R. Somebody's first name, middle name, last name has an R in it. All right. Tell me more. Someone's a transgender. A nurse is milking somebody's disability benefit checks. All right, we got a nurse here, and someone who's milking their, I don't know, their lovers or their sugar daddies. Somebody's milking somebody's disability. Oh, I wrote it here more clear. I don't know what. Right here. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's keep going. Let's see what else. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Somebody's having a roach or fly infestation, and this is their karma. All right, so again, this is because they keep sending voodoo towards you. Tell you more. Someone who is in a poly relationship, all right, a sister wife is significant. Okay, we got a couple of cards. Let's see what we got here. The karmic is feeling like they want to unalive themselves. That's part of the voodoo returning. They was making false CPS reports. They wanted for your child to be taken away or your children to be taken away. And they're trying to harness your energy through the phone. Spirit is saying do not engage because they're trying to argue with you or trying to talk to you or whatever. They need your energy. This is an energy vampire. They're doing some type of voodoo in the background. You don't see that. You just see that somebody keeps blowing up your phone, calling you from a fake number or a private number or something, trying to get your attention. They want you to answer. They want you to engage, go back and forth. Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Oh, why you calling me? Da, 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 da. And they just want to keep you on the phone while in the background they bippity bopping. All right, light the candle. Do the ritual. I got their energy. I know it sounds crazy, but this is what happens when these people, you know, come into your life, you know, these fucking witches and warlocks. Like, these people, they're always up to something, you know? There's always something with these people. Always. These are energy vampires. So somebody needs to be aware of that. Anything else? Somebody with twins or a twin. Somebody is a twin, is significant. And they're stalking you from a fake social media account. Their burner accounts, all right? Somebody's stalking you from their fake account, all right? So this is, again, trying to harness your energy. If they sending you a message on the fake account, you know, trying to argue with you or whatever, just block them. Just block them. Tell me more. Burying jars to keep you stuck. And I made a message earlier talking about them having these jars in the freezer, trying to keep the collective stuck, and it ain't working. So they're burying the jar, they're putting that shit in the freezer. It's like, bitch, hang it up. All right, somebody with a Ford is significant. The letter N. Somebody's first name, middle name, last name has an N. All right, Spirit, what else? What can we get with all the energy that's coming out here? What can we get? So it could be an inside job, like, you know, whatever's going on, there's people that's involved. This says inside. This could be something about tunnels, and we got here trafficking. That's the first thing that came to mind too, with the tunnels. This is somebody that acts rich. They're fake flexing, and we already know that they don't got no money. The money dried up, so confirmation right here. Yeah, the money dried up, and now they're stressed. Nine of Swords. They're having anxiety, sleepless nights. They don't know how they're going to get this lifestyle back, and they don't want to go to prison, all right? You could be seeing crows, all right, or hearing them. That's confirmation that there's an ending coming for the lavish lifestyle that they was living. Yeah, while they was being greedy. Exactly. Stealing this money that was meant for you. This is what happens now. Karma. Tell me more. Now karma is at their door, and they cannot handle it. Yeah, yo, you cannot make this up. And look at the door right there. It's the house. There's something about a house that is significant. Again, with the Ten of Wands, it keeps coming out. Ten of Wands, two different decks. All right. There's going to be someone moving from a house. They're going to lose a house. This is how they got this house. They bought a home with the money that they got either from doing some type of fraud with your information, or the money that they got from this will when they changed the will. They took you off and they got the money and they bought a house with it. So they're going to lose that house. Tell me more. All right. Yeah, this is a family, or again, your relatives. It could be a three person family. Okay. 2 parents and a child. Yeah, they're not gonna get what they're expecting. Their justice, okay? They're gonna get prison time with this shit in the reverse. They're going to be doing prison time for stealing and everything that they did. Tell me more. Yeah, the Hangman, they're gonna be stuck. All right, they're not gonna have no options. Confirmation with despair. Okay. All right, let's see what else. All right, we have here bad credit, debt, unemployed. Like I said, they're going to lose their money, their job, their stability. Everything that they got with your energy, God is going to take it back little by little. Somebody could be Spanish because I was hearing it in my head right now. Chinga ching. Somebody's Latino. Chinga ching. You know, like that means like little by little, they're taking everything from them. Chinga ching. All right. Let's see what else. Let's pull from here. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. The agenda was to unalive you with voodoo. You see, I'm telling you, they was trying to get rid of you by any way that they can. Any means necessary. Throw you in the psych ward. Get you locked up. Do a death spell for you to die. Look, all that happened was that you got sick. You probably got a little cold. And that's why they're going to be passing away. Or someone close to them is going to be passing away. It says you were hidden in plain sight. You are God's bait. Absolutely. These people thought you was an easy target because you are a kind person. You are a pure-hearted, loving soul. And they thought that they could take advantage of that. And now they're getting humbled. All right. Yeah, God is saying that the first will be the last and the last will be the first. That's exactly what's going on here. These people wanted to be first. They wanted to be greedy and live lavishly, keep up with the Joneses, all this bullshit with this fake flexing right here. All right. Someone that acts rich. All right. They floss their money. They act like they're fancy. They're a show off. They're going to be now the last. Okay. They're going to be where they belong. They're going to be going through struggles. We just saw debt with their finances. They're going to be stuck. All of that shit. And us, the pure-hearted divine beings that was never on this type of time with these people, we will be where we belong, which is the first. Okay? It's like, what is it? It's popping up in my head. Meek, something with meek. The meek will inherit the earth. Right? The earth, the land. The meek will inherit. We the meek. All right, like it's our turn, bitch. Y'all was living good for a while, but now it's time for y'all to get your karma, and it's time for us to get our dharma. All right, because we've been going through all this bullshit that we didn't even ask to get in. All right, but like God said right here, we were the bait, so it was part of God's plan. All right, they never really took anything from you. It was just like letting them borrow it, and now it's time to take it back. Okay, like all right, give it back, bitch. So it says here the act of paying for spiritual gifts. So one of these people, they don't get their gifts from God. Like me and other chosen ones, we have spiritual gifts that are from the Most High God, from the Creator, from Source. Okay, and these people, they I don't know how they do that. They pay for spiritual gifts. I don't know if one day you just wake up and you got these gifts. I really would love to understand how that works, but I know that there's karmic readers that they don't really have a gift and they could still tap in, you know, to a certain extent, and it's because they're working with demons or some shit. But I just want to know, like, how does that work? Like, do they just wake up one day and just like, oh, I could do readings now? Like, how the fuck? Like, how? I guess they gotta have a demon attached to them to do that, right? I don't know. I cannot relate, honey. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of God's chosen, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what's coming out here. It says here, yeah, look, this could be how they do it. Doing sacrifices with goats and shit. I don't know, but that's what they doing over here, trying to get power through goat sacrifices and all this shit that they doing. Look where it has gotten them. Look, wanting to unalive themselves. Okay, didn't we see that right now? Somebody was feeling like unaliving themselves. More confirmation for some of y'all. It could be a celebrity. All right, these celebrities, just because they're, and look, and it says here high profile, just because they're celebrities, that don't mean shit. On a soul level, they're either divine like us, or they're a karmic, and most of them are karmic because they sell their soul, they do shit, all right, allegedly, all right, or they don't have time to get into alignment because they're so caught up with being a celebrity and shit like that, and they just get lost in the sauce. All right, so some of them, you know, I feel for them. They get lost in the sauce, you know, they have people controlling them, and it's just like too many people, too many things against them. So I understand. But then there's the evil ones, the one that be like, yeah, the greedy ones, that they be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a Freemason, yeah, I'm gonna get this, I'm never gonna go to prison, give me the money, give me this, da, da, da. There's people like that too. So, you know, everyone who's a celebrity is not evil or whatever, but you gotta be careful, all right, because a lot of them, they be on some other shit, all right, but they're just like, I don't know, people gotta understand that, because some people be idolizing celebrities, and you gotta understand, on a soul level, they're just like you. They're either worse than you, all right, they're karmic, or they're on your level. Okay, so somebody needed to hear that. But one of these people is a celebrity, all right, and they're going to be feeling like that because they was trying to do a destiny swap with you. All right, this could even be, like I said, maybe somebody got a relative right here, a wizard, warlock, who's a mason. Maybe he's a rapper, or he's trying to get signed, or he's you know, it's not only in the rapping industry, it could be an actor. Like I'm telling you, it goes deep. Do your research. Those are not conspiracies, all right? People be saying it's conspiracies to like dismiss it, and it's really not. Like that shit is really real. Look at this shit right here. All right, so that's for somebody. Now they're gonna be feeling like that. It says that they're attacking your joints and bones with voodoo. So they want you to feel uncomfortable. They want you to be stressed. All right. Slow you down. Yeah. Confirmation. All right. They are trying to prevent you from ascending. All right. So they're trying to do a whole lot of shit that ain't gonna work. All right. You are protected. So I'm going to pull some names and then we're going to close this out. Let's see. Just know that everything that all the energy they put into sending you this voodoo is going right back to them and theirs. And you will be hearing that somebody is preparing for a funeral. You will be hearing that they're going to get locked up. Like, you're going to get your confirmation. All right. Let's see. If you see your name here, it's giving you confirmation that there's a message here for you. And you need to pay attention. If you see a karmic's name, this is your confirmation they're involved. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. Carlson, Acosta, Drew, Lewis, Jackie, Rutherford, Charles, O'Brien, Atkins, Gary, Perry, Dennis, Stacy, Patrick, Jocelyn, Holiday, Liam, Harrison, and Victor. Anthony, Lucas, Chris, Mendez, Mitch, Christy, Chapman, Maya, Wallace, Rollins, Jones, Kelvin, Tamara, Daniel, Khan, Otero, Jenkins, Karina, Joel, Roland, Adonis, Josh, Patricia, Moore, Corey, Tavares, Arthur, Nelson, Annie, Billy, Steve, Jeff, Walker, and Sloan. Mariah, Leah, Bonnie or Bonnie, Cespedes, Moises or Moses, Fowler, Rosado, Ari, Tommy, Ivory, Marlene, Z, Lizeth, Delisa, Ursula, Jake, Patrice, Pete, Denidria, Kingston, Melendez, Shannon, Priscilla, and Darwin. And then we have here Haiti, Macy, Tim, Indira, Rios, Sanita, Daisy, Zora, Zore, I don't know, Zora, Jayla, Malik, Ali, Raphael, Delia, Skip, Raz, Clay, Paula, Ashton, Kiera, Deshay, Michelle, Gabe, Mike, Keaton, George, Cole, Reynaldo, and Leonella. All right, y'all, that's what I got here. I hope I was able to bring clarity and confirmation to whoever needed to receive this message. Spiritual court is now adjourned. Peace.